going on, YouTube? Tom here. Today, I actually wanted to discuss a car. It's not necessarily a car, it's actually a truck. And on top of that, I wanted to discuss something rather than, it's not really expensive, it's actually something the average person will be able to buy. And it occurred to me, when thinking about it, perhaps it's going to be from Ford. You probably already couldn't tell by the title. As some of you all may know, Ford is going to reintroduce the Bronco for 2020. And I arguably believe, in my opinion, that it is the most important vehicle Ford is going to make. Why? Well, I'll tell you why. Let's start with what we know. So the Bronco is going to be potentially based on the 2019 Ranger, unconfirmed, rumored, and it is going to be either 2 or 4 doors, or possibly even both, like the Jeep Wrangler. And then it's going to have a removable top and also removable doors. Although this is all speculation, Ford hasn't really given anything out about it. If you go onto the Ford website, link below, it's simply going to just tell you Bronco coming for 2020. But why is it important, even though we know nothing? I'll tell you why. So everyone knows that if you want to buy an off-road vehicle currently, and you want the best possible brand new off-road vehicle you can buy from the factory, you're going to buy a Jeep Wrangler. Everybody knows that. And if you can debate it all you want and say, oh, you know, something's better than the Jeep, etc. But let's face it, you're going to buy a Jeep Wrangler. In fact, the Jeep name is so synonymous with four-wheel drives that, let's face it, any person knows a Jeep, not just car people, normal people. If you say the word Jeep, everyone knows immediately what you're talking about. Their mind is going to go to the Wrangler. And of course, it's a big cultural fad, and it's also a big-time sales phenomenon. Not only do they sell a boatload per year, Jeep Wranglers perhaps hold their resale value the best over any new car. I'm just going to suddenly go on a yellow light. You know what? Downtown Tampa. There's terrible traffic down here, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Anyway, Jeep Wrangler, which is perhaps the best off-road vehicle, and of course, the resale value. So anyway, as you know, or may not know, really no one has bothered to compete with it. And quite frankly, that's just because how do you compete with a legend like the Jeep Wrangler? And of course, Toyota tried to do it a few years ago when they came out with the FJ Cruiser. And really, the FJ Cruiser was a good attempt. And in fact, me speaking from the perspective of a Toyota fanboy, I know people who have FJ Cruisers, they treat them like gold. They are perhaps pretty much one of the best-selling Toyotas, too. Or at least were in their day. But the problem was, looks-wise, it just didn't have the looks to compete with the Wrangler. Everyone thought it was ugly. And practicality-wise, they tried to do essentially the same thing like the Toyota Tacoma with the access cab. It was hard to get into the back seat, so it really wasn't... It was great off-road, but it didn't have the practicality to compete with the Jeep Wrangler Unlimited, with the fact that you can drive a Jeep Wrangler Unlimited as a daily driver. So Ford... Now, they haven't said how many doors the Bronco is going to get, but Ford is aiming to come close. And of course, if you're familiar with the Bronco's history, some of you all will know that the Bronco was originally designed to compete with the Jeep CJ. Now, didn't quite sell as well, but it came pretty close, and everyone, of course, knows the Bronco. Basically, everyone knows the Bronco, but then everyone also knows it for what it became. Was everyone remembers 1996, O.J. Simpson kind of gave it a bad name, so everyone remembers the original Bronco, and then you remember O.J. Simpson. If anything, a lot of people are going to remember O.J.'s Bronco rather than the original Bronco. But either way, I personally believe it is the most important new car Ford will come out with, because it really does have the potential to be a sales winner. If the Bronco is done right, people are going to turn to that over the Jeep Wrangler. If anything, it's going to create a cult following again. And of course, the Wranglers, look at them. They're all over the place. So, if Ford does the new Bronco, like I honestly think they will, or I actually hope they will, it's gonna take over. You're gonna see them a lot. So it's up for debate. Let me know what you think. Tell me, once again, tell me I'm full of crap, or tell me you agree. Now, what we also do know about the Bronco, or at least we know from several rumor sources, that which engines it's going to get. Now, it's rumored, but I highly doubt this just due to emission standards, that it may get a diesel engine. Probably not, but if it did, that would actually be great. Ford would finally come out with something to compete with Chevy's 4-cylinder Duramax. I highly doubt it. I really do, just because emissions are really hard. EcoBoosts are always on the table, and I really hope that's not true, just because EcoBoosts have terrible low-end torque in the 4-cylinders. I've driven a couple of them, and I thought they were awful, personally, so I really hope that's not the case. Possibly a V6 engine or two, normally aspirated, whether that be the 3.5 or the 3.7. Hopefully, that's actually true, and I kind of hope this is going to be a thing, but I doubt it will, just because of gas mileage. But I really hope the Coyote motor, the F-150 spec Coyote motor, becomes a thing. Because believe me, that would be amazing if they had a V8 powered Bronco. Because that to me would really help compete with Jeep, because Jeeps these days have a lot of power to them with that V6. So yeah, let me know what y'all think. Now, my facts, I'm not trying to quote a whole lot of facts here, just because there's not a lot out there. If anyone has any sources, let me know. Definitely drop one in the comments. Go ahead and let me know. I'm sure y'all are gonna pull apart my facts again. Price-wise, we have no idea at the moment, but let's just for the sake of argument, let's just say it's gonna cost the same as the Wrangler and start in the 30s, but may go as high as the 50s. Will it get possibly a Raptor-type version? Hopefully. I mean, I really hope it does, because I'd actually buy one. Well, if it gets some decent power, maybe. Like I said, we don't know much about it, so let's just hope that it actually lives up to at least my expectations. Will it? So, yeah, and people are probably going to wait for this for a while. I mean, I'm waiting for them to at least come out with a prototype, but will it be based on the Ranger? To me, that's the big one. Of course, we are getting the new Ranger, of course, which arguably is another very important product for Ford, because Ford has finally realized they lost sales by not making a competitor for the Tacoma and the Colorado. So, new Ranger, also another very important product from Ford. 2020 is going to be a good year for Ford. I'm telling you with confidence, I'm watching very closely at the Ranger and the Bronco. So, especially, let me know if anyone out there wants to buy one, because I will be waiting with bated breath to check out the new Bronco. It's a vehicle that is going to be amazing if Ford does it right. I don't know how many times I've already said that, but if it lives up to my expectations, I would honestly consider having one as a nice four-wheel drive type of rig. Hopefully it does come out with 2 doors too, not just a 4-door version, because some people will want to take it properly off-roading. Up for debate. So anyway, thanks for watching this video. If you're stopping in for the first time, please subscribe. Please leave me a like. I really appreciate that. I do want to grow this channel in the near future, so go ahead, share the video even. If you have people that want to listen to my opinion, and once again, who am I? I'm just a guy with opinions on cars. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.